Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live coverage of the 49th QubicaAMF World Cup here on Bull TV. I'm Lucas Wiseman. We're getting started with our first squad of men's round one qualifying from Krasnoyarsk, Russia, here at the Thunderball Bowling Center. You can see that we've got the scores above each of the lanes for you to follow along each game. They're going to bowl 6 games today. Next squad will come in, they'll bowl 6 games, and then 2 women's squads later on today as well. So we're going to get some things set here behind the scenes and be back with you here in just a couple of minutes. Enjoy the competition. So on our featured pairs here this first game, we've got Mexico, Romania, Qatar on the left side of your screen there. On the right side, Hong Kong, Belarus, and Montenegro. You can follow their score at the top of the screen. Cup this year taking place in Krasnoyarsk, Russia, which is in Siberia. We are in the frozen tundra here, not too cold for the bowlers this week. Temperature a little bit above zero yesterday, Celsius, about 41 degrees Fahrenheit. But a very unique experience for all of these bowlers, being able to travel to a city like Krasnoyarsk to compete against the world's best. Now, if you're looking for more information on the QubicaAMF World Cup, there are plenty of places where you can find info. QubicaAMF.com is going to be one that you're going to want to bookmark, as they will have the official website for the QubicaAMF World Cup. You can also go to bowl.com/World Cup, bowl.com/World Cup, and we've got a link there to not only the live streaming, but the live scoring and the official website of the tournament. So if you can't figure out how to spell QubicaAMF, which sometimes it can be a little tricky, you can head on over to bowl.com/World Cup and get information there as well. Team USA's John Cervinsky is on this squad. Not sure if we will see him or not, but we'll keep an eye out for that. We've got 78 countries represented this year in the World Cup. By the way, they do have lane assignments posted on the official website of the tournament, QubicaAMF.com. When you get there, click the World Cup button at the top, and you can find the lane assignments. So if you want to know when your favorite bowler is going to be on the live streaming, that is the place to go. They have all of the lane assignments there. And of course, Bowl TV will be on non-stop throughout the competition. We'll be broadcasting every round here at the World Cup. I do notice that off to our left here, the Greek bowler has the front 8. Now, I do expect very high scores this week. Watching practice session yesterday, the scores looked like they were going to be pretty high. And I would not be surprised if we see multiple 300 games here this week. Team USA coach Rod Ross just walked by. He says John Cervinsky will be on 15 and 16 for the next game, so we'll be able to see Team USA's John Cervinsky next game. Got some other great players in the men's field. Past champion Tori Torgerson of Norway is back again this year. Tori won back in '94, I believe. And if I'm not mistaken, he is the only past champion in the field on the men's side. On the women's side, we've got a couple of past champions, Caroline Lagrange of Canada, and two-time winner, Aligeta of the Dominican Republic, also back again this year. She finished second last year, but won 2 years before that. So Almi looking to continue a great run at the World Cup. And the women will be on the lanes a little bit later on today. Stefanidis of Greece is off to our left here. And he now has the front 9, and I'm going to see if we can take a look at it here. Slide our camera over a little bit and take a look. There he is. Front 9 for Stefanidis. And there's another one, 10 in a row. As the Greek bowler is starting off strong here at the World Cup. Take a look at him again when he gets back on the lane. He is the only player here in this first game with a chance at a 300. Let's take a look again. Stefanidis. There's another one, 11 in a row. Very interesting start to this year's QubicaAMF World Cup as people start to gather behind. Take a look at Stefanidis with the front 11 here in game 1. So here we go. Looking for our first 300 of this year's competition in the very first game. And it's a 299. Stefanidis leaves the 7-pin on the final shot. Great way to start off the tournament, though. With a 299. How about that? Just a little bit off to the left of our featured pairs here, but able to give you a look at it. Well, if that sets the tone for the rest of the day, it's going to be a very exciting World Cup here this year. 299 start is outstanding. And I can tell you just by looking at some of the scores here across the board, we are going to have very high scoring tournament at this point. It's what it looks like. wrapping up our first game here at the 49th QubicaAMF World Cup. Great Zack Attack says, greetings from Murfreesboro. Wants to know if I got new cameras. And we got a new setup here at Bold TV, able to do some cool stuff like put the scoreboards on the screen and also do high definition, which is beautiful. Feels like you're watching bowling across the street, doesn't it? Even though we're potentially many thousands of miles away from you, we're able to do it in high definition. Our thanks to the folks here at the venue for setting us up with a great internet connection. Team USA's John Serbinsky had 248 first game. Al Jabir of Qatar, see him there making the spare, shot 259 here in game one. An awful lot of games over 200 here in this first game. This is going to be a shootout in the early stages at least. Nathan wants to know how many games this round, and Nathan, it probably bears repeating to set up the format of this tournament. They will bowl 6 games today. There are 4 squads, 2 men's squads, 2 women's squads. Each squad is 6 games, and we will repeat this process for 4 days. So there are 4 rounds of 6 games. So after 24 games, we will cut to the top 24 for the men and the women. They'll bowl another round of games, I think 8 games, and then we will move into the round of 8, which is round robin match play. And then that will determine our top 3 men and women for the step ladder finals. Game 1 on our feature pairs has come to a close. Still got a couple of pairs finishing up this first game. But a pretty quick first game here, about 25 minutes or so, looks like, so it's about on pace. What it should be. We'll see if that pace keeps up. So the players are moving to their next pairs, and John Cervinsky are going to be among the ones who has moved on to the featured pairs. So everybody is moved to the next pair and looks like ready to get going here with game number 2. There's the whistle, so we can get going here. Got USA, Poland, and Mongolia on 15 and 16, 17 and 18. Kazakhstan, Slovenia, and Iran. So you can see John Cervinsky off to the left there. If you're just tuning in, I'm Lucas Wiseman of Bull TV, and it is our pleasure to partner with QubicaAMF to bring you free live coverage of the World Cup. We are in Krasnoyarsk, Russia. Cervinsky starts with a strike. So if you don't know where Krasnoyarsk is, it is in Siberia. So pretty much the middle of Russia is where we are right now, and you kind of look at the map and you draw a line north from western Mongolia, actually, is kind of where we are. And so far has been a great visit here to Krasnoyarsk. Very friendly people here in this city so far that we have encountered, and always interesting to get to travel to new places in the world. I imagine that not too many folks outside of this area can say they've been to this part of Russia. So it is a real treat to be able to experience a new part of the world. Had a great opening ceremonies last night. Streamed it here live on Bull TV. Had the traditional march out of all of the players. We also had a welcome reception last night where we had some traditional Russian dancing, entertainment, as well as some great food. They are definitely treating everybody very well here at this year's World Cup. Here's John Cervinsky, Team USA. John finished 5th in Toulon, France at the World Cup a couple of years ago. So he's looking to improve upon that finish position here this year. John has started with a double. He shot 248 in game 1. We do have a double-hander on the right pair, which is a bowler from Slovenia. You're going to see a whole lot of different styles here, and you'll also see a lot of countries represented that don't usually compete in international competitions. Mongolia is one that comes to mind. Not too often you see Mongolia competing in an international competition, but Mongolia, like I said, not very far from here, actually. The World Cup allows some of these countries that don't necessarily have national teams to be able to send individual bowlers to compete. If you want to find the standings, they will be posted on the QubicaAMF World Cup website. You can find that at QubicaAMF.com or bowl.com/World Cup. Excuse me. And they should have those scores up there pretty soon. Nice strike there for the Polish bowler. Actually, John Cerminski's name is Polish as well. It's Polish ancestry. That's where Cerminski comes from. There's John looking for the front four. That one gets away from him there, leaves a 3-6 tag. Appreciate everybody tuning in to watch our live coverage here on Bowl TV of the QubicaAMF World Cup. I'm Lucas Wiseman, and I'm from Bowl TV, and it's our pleasure to work with QubicaAMF to bring you this live coverage of the World Cup. I believe it's the second time that the World Cup has been live streamed. We also live streamed it in Toulon, France, back in 2010. And hopefully we can make it a tradition of live streaming this great event in the future as well. Stenko from Slovenia with a four-bagger for the double-hander. Brand new bowling center here, by the way. This entire complex is brand new. First floor is the lobby for the hotel and restaurant. Second floor, I think, is some offices. Third floor is the bowling center and a spa. Fourth floor is billiards hall, which is absolutely beautiful. And then 5 on up is hotel rooms, 5 to 15. So we basically just come right down the elevator from the hotel rooms and into the bowling center, which is a very nice thing. No getting on buses or transport or anything. Everything is right here in one place. If you want information on the pattern, you can find that on bowl.com/World Cup or also at the QubicaAMF.com site. Cerminski on the left side of your screen coming in for the 5th frame here, game 2 in progress. And he gets a strike. Rick J. Poole wants to know what dictates the featured lanes. Well, we just set up right here in the middle of the bowling center. There's 32 lanes, and so we picked between lanes 15 and 18 to be the featured pairs, and it will stay these pairs the entire time. So that means it'll be fair for everybody because the bowlers will move every game, and so each game will get some new players who will come in and on to the live streaming pairs. And like I said, they bowled 24 games of qualifying, so I think there's a real good chance we're going to see everybody at least once, if not more than once, on the featured pairs. Probably a couple of times if I had to guess. And so that's why we do it this way. And you know, we've got 2 pairs going with the scoreboards on the screen, which is a nice touch, I think. So you can find the lane assignments on the QubicaAMF.com website and just look at your favorite player. For example, David Porto from Australia, it looks like, is who he wants to know. And when you see that David will be on lanes 15, 16, 17, or 18, that's when you know that he will be on the live streaming. Serbinsky with another strike for a double. Looks like the Swedish bowler has the front 6 this game. Wales bowler with the front 5. Which I can really only tell countries because you can see on the scoreboards the names are just the first couple of characters. I see we've got almost 500 people watching, so thank you very much for tuning in to watch the live streaming of the QubicaAMF World Cup here on Bold TV. Now we just went over 500. Give me a shout in the chat. Let me know where you're watching from, what country. Always curious to see where we have people watching us from. So let us know in the chat where you are watching us from here on Bold TV. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lucas Wiseman. I work for the U.S. Bowling Congress, also here on Bold TV. And I am from the United States, obviously, in Dallas, Texas. Got a lot of folks watching from around the world here. Australia, of course, a lot of folks in the United States. We've got Switzerland, Poland, Sweden, Canada. Kinds of folks out there. Thank you very much for tuning in this morning here in Russia, afternoon, evening, wherever you may be. Right now it is 8:38 a.m. here in Krasnoyarsk. And yes, I did practice a very long time on how to say Krasnoyarsk. And I should mention that below the video that you're watching, there is also a link in the description of this event. You can click that and that'll take you to the results and live scoring as well. And I did want to mention that if you want to follow any of the U.S. delegation on Twitter, you can do that. All 4 of us are on Twitter, and if you go to bowl.com/worldcup, bowl.com/worldcup, you'll see, if you scroll down a little bit, you've got all of our got all of our Twitter handles there. You can follow all of the U.S. delegation here. I'm at Lucas_Wiseman if you're on Twitter. Moving right along here, pretty quick pace of play as expected with only 3 players on a pair. So things do move pretty quickly. And Serbinsky with a strike in the 9th. He's got a couple of spares this game. His max score heading into the 10th going to be 256. You can see that at the top of the screen. By the way, you may have a hard time reading the scoreboards at the top of the screen, but if you go full screen with that, it'll be a little easier to read. So I know a lot of you are watching and you see this red arrow flying in the screen right now and you're wondering what the heck is going on. There's a little gear right in that section there. And if you click that little button, you can control the quality in which you watch the stream. So if you want to increase the quality, all you have to do is click the little gear and it will take care of that for you. You can change it to 720p, which would be high definition. Might make it a little easier to read the scoreboards if you do that. And actually, I think I need to adjust my arrow because it looks like YouTube added another little button there for large players. It's actually a little left of that. So I'm gonna work on adjusting the arrow here. John Serbinsky, second shot in the 10th, trying to get into the 250s here. Yep, and he does. So John Serbinsky is going to go 248, 256, it looks like, to start. Let's try again. Okay, I moved the arrow a little bit to the left. So it should be right about there is where you want to look for the little gear. So you can click that little round symbol with the little spikes coming out of it and select the quality of your stream. You can increase that to high definition, and if your internet connection allows you to do so, you'll get a great crystal clear picture of the competition here from Russia. Yeah, I got the arrow in the right place now. I have a little delay before I see it, but yeah, definitely check that out, and that's going to be how you can adjust your stream quality. You can also go full screen, and I think that also will help you get up to the high definition if your internet connection will allow it. I see a lot of you have made the change over to high definition, so I'm glad that I'm able to help you figure that out. lot of folks still finishing up game 2 here. Our guys bowled a little quick on the featured pair. Poland at 212 and Mongolia looking at about 194 this game. And John Serbinsky's final shot of game 2 coming up here. Going to make a ball change. See if he's got a better look with that ball. It looked pretty solid. 256, John Serbinsky at 504 after 2 games. John giving a wave to us here. I think John probably waving back to his girlfriend, Christina, back in the States. Well, game 1 went by pretty fast. Game 2 also going at a pretty quick pace. Still got some folks finishing this game. So yeah, we're going at a pretty good pace, about where we should be at this point, I think. And each game taking about 25 minutes. Take the scoreboards off the screen for you for a moment while we wait for the next game to get going. So I know a lot of people use Twitter, and Twitter is a great way to stay up to date with what's going on here at the World Cup. And there are a few Twitter handles you want to follow this week. One is at QubicaAMF. That's the official Twitter of this tournament, at QubicaAMF. And you can follow me at Lucas_Wiseman. And if you want to follow USBC, we're at USBC. But at QubicaAMF and at Lucas_Wiseman are 2 great resources for this week on Twitter. And in fact, I had a video that I posted on my Twitter last night of the opening ceremonies, which was pretty interesting. Again, just waiting for game 2 to start here. Sorry, game 3, game 2, waiting for game 2 to finish, I should say. I just, while I'm sitting here waiting for the next game to start, just tweeted a picture of my vantage point, and you'll be able to see John Cervinsky and Rod Ross in the picture. Game 1 standings finally coming in here. Of course, Stefanidis of Greece leading at 299, Porto of Australia and Hellstrom of Sweden at 267 in second place. Al Jabir of Qatar, 259, fourth place. Mats Maggie of Belgium, 249. And John Cervinsky in sixth at 248. We had 26 players shoot 201 or better in that first game. So pretty high scoring first game here. Should get the standings for game 2 in just a few minutes. Still got a few bowlers still wrapping up here with their second game, waiting to make the transition into game 3. Let's see if I can show you a video that I shot of the opening reception last night, where we had some traditional Russian dancing. Let's see if it works while they move lanes here. There you go. Pretty cool, huh? Had some great entertainment last night here in Krasnoyarsk. Always interesting to get a little culture when you're in a different country, and that's some pretty awesome dancing that we had at the opening reception last night. Cool stuff. Thought that showed a little video while I was there on my phone, and turned out pretty good. A very impressive display by some of the folks from Krasnoyarsk here. Had a little buzz on the microphone there. That was the head lane marshal with his walkie-talkie, his little walkie-talkie that he can talk to the back with, and caused a little interference with our equipment. So hopefully we got that problem solved, but should be getting started here with game 3 any second now. Just got tweeted at by a couple of folks. Got Emily Salatas says Budapest, Hungary rocks, and I bet it does. I've always wanted to go to Budapest. I've been to a lot of places around the world. Never have been to Budapest, but it is on my list of places to visit. Michael with a tweet says a special shout out from Perfect Fit Pro Shops on Long Island. Looks like he is rooting for John Cervinsky. Thanks for watching, Michael. Appreciate it. All right, so here we go. Game number 3. We got Sweden, Moldova, Azerbaijan on the left pair, and on the right pair looks like Lithuania, United Arab Emirates, and Argentina. So that is who we will have here in Game 3. Another tweet coming in from Mark. It says hello from John's hometown of North Tonawanda, New York. Go USA. Thank you for the tweet, guys. You can tweet me at Lucas_Wiseman. We've got a lot of hours of live streaming here, and if you want to reach me right here in our Bold TV broadcast booth, you can send me a tweet. That's the easiest way. I always check my Twitter, of course. Joe asking if John Janowitz has ever bowled the World Cup, and he has not. I assume that's what you mean by JJ. This is the second time for John Stravinsky bowling the World Cup, though. Again, we are just underway here in Game 3 of 6. And after this squad ends, we'll have a break to re-oil the lanes. And we'll have the second squad for the men come on. Rebecca just tweeted at me and cheering for David Porto from Australia. Stayed home from school to watch him. Sounds like a great reason to stay home from school. And hopefully we will get to see him on live stream today. No guarantees, but let's see here. Actually, I can look at the lane assignments and maybe we can tell if he will make it on. Yeah, actually, it looks like we'll have David Porter of Australia on game number 5. He'll be on lane 15 for game 5. Pierce back in the office for must be listening. Sent me the list of who's going to be on the live stream pairs each game. So obviously we already know who's on this game. We've got Sweden, Azerbaijan, Moldova, UAE, Lithuania, and Argentina. Game 4, it's going to be Norway, Kazakhstan, Cyprus, Portugal, Wales, and Japan. Game 5, Australia, Germany, Tunisia, Gibraltar, Dominican Republic and Ethiopia. And Game 6, Aruba, Belgium, Turkey, Greece, Switzerland, and Hungary. And again, we'll repeat this a couple of times throughout the competition, but if you want to watch the streaming in the best possible quality, you see an arrow fly in here, and right underneath where that arrow is, click that button. And if you click that button, you can adjust the quality of the stream and turn it into high definition. So you click that button and you can change the quality of the stream here and watch it at a little bit better quality if you want to. It depends on your internet connection. You've got to have a pretty strong internet connection to watch it in high definition. Yes, the women do bowl later today. We've got 4 total squads, 2 men's, 2 women's squads. I got a lot of tweets coming in here. Let's see here. We've got Eric Deaton having trouble here in Canada watching it. I would guess that probably might have something to do with the internet connection. Tyus tweeting at me, watching it since he can't sleep. Danny Nicholson wants me to say hi to Adam Shrub. Angie Vi is watching because there are some terrible storms, watching the live stream. Thank you, everybody, for the tweets coming in. And if you want to tweet at me, at Lucas_Wiseman, and you can find the link to my Twitter page at lucaswiseman.com or at bowl.com/worldcup. Becca wants to know where you can find the scores, and those are going to be on the QubicaAMF website. just tuning in, you're watching live coverage of the 49th QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup from Krasnoyarsk, Russia, in Siberia. I'm Lucas Wiseman. Thanks for tuning in. We are in the middle of Game 3 here. Sweden's Peter Hellstrom on the left side of your screen, off to a very good start so far today. Peter already at about 700 with 3 frames to go in this game. My friend Raymond Serrano of Puerto Rico is watching. Thanks for watching. Bob Maxwell says, shout out to my boy Joe for shooting a 770 without converting a spare. That's impressive. Bowler from Kazakhstan had the front 8 and just left a 7 count off to our left here. Mick wants to know if I think there will be many, if any, 300s this year, and yes, I think there will be many. We already had a 299 game in the first game of the tournament, so I think that there's a good chance we'll have a lot of 300 games here this week. Wants to know what John Cervinsky is bowling this game, and John 139 in the 7th and a double up, so he can max it 229 here in Game 3. That's actually a little behind the scoring pace, I think, here. I'm trying to keep up with all your comments. Got a lot of stuff coming in here. Don wants to know if Almi Gata is bowling, and yes, Almi is bowling. Almi has really dominated this tournament the last 3 years on the women's side. Someone says, odd, the lane courtesy is almost like bowling in league. And yeah, it's one lane courtesy is what they were told. Andrew with the tweet wants to know what pattern they're bowling on. You can find the pattern at the official website of the tournament, which is QubicaAMF.com. I'm not great at reading patterns, but just from looking at the pattern and before we got here, I figured we were going to have a pretty high-scoring tournament. It looks like it's definitely not a sport pattern. It's more of a kind of a house shot type pattern. Not quite a house shot, but relatively easy pattern for some of the bowlers of this caliber. Gabe wants to know what pair John is on. He is on 12, and he's on 11 and 12 right now. You can follow the live scoring. We've got a link to that at bowl.com/World Cup or at QubicaAMF.com. Serbinsky got a spare in the 10th. He's going to be at 208 and shoot right about 700. Nice shot there for Moldova. It's 6 in a row. Sweden's Peter Hellstrom is easily got one of the best series in the house so far going. He can strike out for 279 this game. And that would give him a huge start to the tournament for 3 games. Another great shot. As the Swede has got 4 in a row, continuing his march towards a 279 game. Alright, looks like I've got some standings here after game 2 on my email. And yep, Peter Hellstrom of Sweden is leading after 2 games. Back-to-back 267 games, and he can go 279 here in game number 3. Looks like he's going to be over 800 for the first 3 games. If he strikes again on the fill ball, 813 Hellstrom. Fantastic start to the tournament. John Cervinsky sitting at 707 after 3 games. Fill ball is a strike and a fantastic start to the tournament. 813 for the Swedish player to start off qualifying. 267, 267, 279. Moldova, 7 in a row. He can max out at 265 this game, it looks like. Gabe wants to know if I think that 813 will hold as the high series for the tournament. 813 is pretty stellar, but I gotta think that that is beatable, to be honest with you. Got to remember, it's an 8-13, but it's the first 3 games of the tournament. There are a lot of games left, and it could be real easy for someone to top that score. And as we wind down here with game number 3, approaching the halfway point of the block. Alright, making the move here to game 4. So again, there are a couple of places where you can find information on the tournament. You can go to QubicaAMF.com, and they've got a Facebook page for the World Cup. And if you go on Facebook and you search for the QubicaAMF World Cup, you can find the Facebook page where Natalia has been posting a lot of great stuff. So please go like the QubicaAMF World Cup Facebook page. Lots of great information on the tournament there. And on Twitter as well, at QubicaAMF. At QubicaAMF on Twitter is where you can get lots of information on this event. And you can follow me at Lucas_Wiseman. Bring the scoreboards back on for you, and Tori Torgerson of Norway, the only past champion in the men's field, 669 for the first 3 games, and he will be the high player on the pair. On the pairs, I should say, our featured pairs. Got Norway, Kazakhstan, Cyprus, Portugal, Japan, and Wales for you here in game 4. Just got an update on the standings after Game 3, and as we expected, Peter Hellstrom of Sweden in the lead at 8:13. Georgia Stefanidis of Greece had that 299 first game, gets the 782. Bodo Konieczny of Germany is in third at 713. Got David Porto of Australia in fourth at 711. Yusuf Al-Jabir of Qatar in fifth at 708. And John Serminski of the United States at 707 in sixth place. Alright, so we've got the scores hopefully to be scrolling on the bottom of your screen now. And you see a lot of folks with 0 as a score. That's because they're on the next squad. Something new we're trying here. Trying to get the score scrolling for you at the bottom of the screen. Willow wants to know what the local time is. It's currently 9:27 a.m. here in Krasnoyarsk. See the updated scores at the bottom of your screen now scrolling. So again, game 4 in progress of 6. Total of 6 games of qualifying today for each squad. This is squad number 1 for the day. Actually, it's technically squad B for the men. This A squad will bowl next. The women will bowl this afternoon and evening. And we are going to be on air with the live streaming for a very long time today. Once again, there is live scoring, so you can click on any of the screens in the bowling center and see what the score is there. Rebecca asking what David Porto of Australia was doing this game, and he's got the front 6. As does the Japanese bowler, has front 6 off to the right of our featured pairs. And this live streaming is going to be on virtually all the time. We're going to be on every time there's balls being thrown down the lane this week. We are going to be live here on Bowl TV. So after this squad ends, there's going to be about an hour break for re-oil. We'll go off the air. We'll come back on when we start the next squad. front 8 for Porto. Off to the right here, the Australian. Porto throws another one here, I'll switch it over in the moment, and he did not. He left a 3-pin. Sorry, yes, a 3-pin in the 9th, so Porto with a great start to the tournament so far, but will not bowl a 300 game here. The Swedish player who we saw earlier with the 8-13 for the first 3 games is looking at 236 max this game going into the 9th and 10th frames. That's at least our second double-hander bowler that we've seen. It's Cunningham from Wales. Slovenia also with a 2-handed bowler in the field. Always nice to keep an eye out for the double-handers. And if you see the scores at the bottom, anybody with 0 is on the next squad, which will be coming up after this one ends. And before the, got to re-oil before that though, so. I can see John Serbinsky off for the distance is stringing some strikes. Heading into the 10th frame. Looks like he can shoot 268. Torgerson really struggling this game after starting out pretty well the first 3 games, and Torgerson kind of struggled to get into the 160s this game, it looks like. You can see him on the left side of your screen. He's shooting a 210 split. And just does miss it to the left for an open frame. Puts him at 138 in the 9th with a max of 168 out there this game, and that is killer with the high scores that are coming in. Cannot afford to give that many pins back to the field. The Australian shot 279. That's what he finished up with. Appreciate everybody tuning in for our live coverage of the QubicaAMF World Cup. Bold TV is proud to be here to work in cooperation with QubicaAMF to provide you with live coverage of this event. For more information on the tournament, go to the official website, just QubicaAMF.com, and you can click on the World Cup link at the top of the page to get to the official website for the QubicaAMF World Cup. Also, QubicaAMF with a Facebook page for the World Cup. A lot of great information, photos on there. Take a look at some of the photos from the opening ceremony and the practice yesterday at Facebook. Just search for QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup on Facebook and on Twitter as well, at QubicaAMF. Give them a follow. They're trying to build their Twitter and Facebook pages, so please would appreciate it if you would take a moment to go on to Facebook and Twitter and give the folks at QubicaAMF a like and a follow. Well, it looks like it's going to be in the 150s here for Tori Torgerson, 158. Dreadful fourth game for Tori. 827 now as he really gave back a lot of pins on the field here in game 4, and he has a lot to make up for in the final couple of games here on this squad. As game 4 coming to a close, we've got just a few pairs with their final shots to throw here. The second squad for the men is scheduled to start at noon Krasnoyarsk time, which is in about 2 hours and 20 minutes. So just a heads up for those of you who may be waiting for the second group of men to come out. About 2 hours and 15 minutes or so is when they are scheduled to start. The women's first squad starts at 4 p.m. 1600 Krasnoyarsk time, and that would be in about 6 hours and 15 minutes from now. We've got about an hour scheduled remaining for this squad for 2 games, and we're going to be right on time, it looks like. So everything so far so good. Bowlers are bowling pretty quick pace. Lots of strikes, of course, helps the pace of play. And it looks like we've got just one more pair to finish up here before we head into game 5. Again, they all wait for everyone to finish, and then we'll hear a whistle coming up in just a moment after a final shot from the Ethiopian bowler. So while we wait to get started with game 5, give you a look at the sights and sounds from the opening reception last night. Showed it a little earlier, but I think it's a pretty cool video, so check it out. Back in a second. quick look at what we had last night at the opening reception. Pretty cool stuff. Australia, Germany, Tunisia going to be on 15 and 16 this game. Got Gibraltar, Dominican, and Ethiopia on 17 and 18 for Game 5. Let's see who's the high player on this group. It is the Australian at 990, David Porto, and Germany's Bodo Konietzny is at 970.
Good morning.
Oh.
Thank you.
Got Shrub from Gibraltar at 889, and Mandino Fernandez of the Dominican at 877. So those are the top bowlers on this pair here for game number 5. As Bodo starts with strike. Just got the updated standings after Game 4. Peter Hellstrom of Sweden still in the lead at 1049. Got David Porto of Australia in second at 990. Georgios Stefanidis of Greece is third at 978. Bodo Konietzny at 970. We've got 2 of the top 4 on our featured pairs here. We've got Yusuf Al-Jabir of Qatar in 5th at 955. That's our top 5 after 4 games. David and Bodo have started with doubles here this game. Looking to continue the high-scoring pace that they are on. Another strike for Bodo Konieczny. With another strike, so 3 in a row for him to start this game. just tuning in, we are live from the QubicaAMF World Cup here at Krasnoyarsk, Russia. About halfway through Game 5, about a game and a half to go. On this squad, and the next squad will be coming in about 2 hours. About 2 hours from now is when the second squad for the men gets on the lanes. Odo Konieczny with the front 5 on our featured pair right now. He's about to be up on the left lane. Here comes Bodo now. And Bodo pulls it, leaves it 3-6-10 in the 6th frame. So no 300 game for Konieczny this game. Megan wants to know what game they are in. It is game number 5 of 6. Shrub from Gibraltar off to the right of our featured pair. Actually, he's on our featured pair with the front 6, lane number 18. This is just the start of our live coverage of the World Cup. We are here online for every shot of the competition, every squad. We will be on live here on Bull TV. You won't miss a minute of the competition. All the way through the finals on Saturday. Konieczny trying to get back on track here, and he does. score and pace coming down just a tiny bit this game for these two guys. Both have at least an open this game. Konieczny just rang a 10-pin. Porto has missed a single pin last frame and a split in the 6th. By the way, if you're watching the live streaming here and you're having a hard time reading the scoreboards, you can make it full screen, and that will help you be able to read it a little better. Ninth frame for Moto. Gets the strike. Porto up now looking for a double. Trying to save this game best he can, and can still max out now at 225 if he strikes out. Fernandez with 199. He struck out in the 10th to get that. Shrub from Gibraltar, 233. Puts him at 1122. Not too often you get to watch a bowler from Ethiopia bowl. He's been on playing 17 and 18 this game. I did speak to one of the Ethiopian bowlers at a World Cup a few years ago that I attended, and she told me that not very many places, actually there are no places to get a bowling ball drilled in Ethiopia. They had to take a boat to another country to drill a bowling ball. So I imagine that bowling is very interesting in Ethiopia. Porto looking for a big finish here. He needs it. Got a lucky strike there. 3 in a row. That'll get him potentially into the 220s here if he can throw another one. Konieczny can still shoot 245 this game if he throws a couple of more strikes. .214 for Porto, 244 for Konieczny. Here as Game 5 coming to a close. Bodo with a wave to the fans. All smiles after 244 game. Still got a couple of pairs finishing up here with Game 5, mostly on the high end of the bowling center. But for the most part, we're running ahead of schedule so far. Very quick pace of play here in this first squad of the tournament. All right, there's the whistle. And ready to move along here to Game 6, our final game of the block. Those scoreboards back on the screen for you as the names are about to pop up here for game number 6. We've got Aruba, Belgium. Trying to read the rest of the countries here. Let's see, let me call up my list. Aruba, Belgium, Turkey, Greece, Switzerland, and Hungary are the countries on the featured pairs. for Game 6. Again, it's Aruba, Belgium, Turkey, Greece, Switzerland, and Hungary. Beck wanted to know if I could give a shout out to David Porto's mum in Australia who's watching, so hi to David Porto's mum. That was 11 minutes ago, so I hope that she's still watching. Thanks for watching, mum. As we start our final game of this block. Got the next squad coming in about an hour and 45 minutes. They've got a re-oil after this game. Willow wants to know about the whistle, and the reason they do the whistle is that is when they can move and when they can start the next game. So they do that so that everybody's on the same pace. For those of you who are just tuning in, I'm going to bring in the arrow again. There it is. Underneath that red arrow is a little gear sign. Click that, and you'll be able to change the quality of the live streaming. So if you click that little gear, it'll open up a little box, change the quality to whatever your preference may be. I prefer 720p HD because it's high definition and it looks amazing, so please take a look at that, see if you can find a stream quality that works a little better for you. Standings are updated. Take a look here. After 5 games, coming in pretty quick. Lori and Luca doing a great job in the back, getting the standings out nice and fast. We've got Peter Hellstrom of Sweden still in the lead with a 257 average. Bodo Konietzny of Germany at a 242.8 average. Nino Stenko of Slovenia now in 3rd place at a 241.6 average. David Porto of Australia in 4th place at 240.8. And Dmitry Chilkini of Belarus, and I am sure I said that wrong, is in 5th place at 240.2 average. A very high scoring event so far. You've got, well, let's see here, 12 bowlers averaging 223 or higher, and 25 bowlers averaging 200 or higher. So 25 of the 36 bowlers on this squad averaging 200 or better. Pretty high scores, and no reason to expect that the scoring pace will slow down as they will bowl on this same pattern the entire week. And I see some folks are talking about the style of the Hungarian bowler, and it is a little strange, to say the least. A deliberate delivery. Gets at the top of the backswing and kind of pauses a little bit. We'll walk you through it again here when he steps up. There it is. In fact, the backswing is so high that it gets up above where we've got the scoreboards set up. Hard to argue with the success, though. He's bowled well so far. Everybody has their own different style of bowling, and that just happens to be his. This is our final game of the squad. Game number 6. And again, about an hour and 40 minutes from now, the second squad will come out for the men. That's Maggie with a great looking shot there. 3 in a row for the Belgian. I was just talking to Mats yesterday. He knew that my girlfriend and I went to Belgium a couple of months ago, and wanted to know how we liked it. And beautiful place. Really loved Belgium a lot. Great chocolate, great waffles, great history. Really enjoyed our trip to Belgium for sure. Highly recommended. Was a highlight, one of the highlights of our European trip. Would ask that you please take a moment to go to Facebook and like the QubicaAMF Bowling World Cup page. Facebook.com/QubicaAMF World Cup is how you can get there. Facebook.com/QubicaAMF World Cup, or you can just search for it on Facebook. Got 2,202 likes on that page right now, and so we would like to see that number get a bunch higher as we move along this week. Look at Facebook.com/QubicaAMF World Cup. I do have looks like a video of the 299 from Stefanidis, Greece, up there from this morning, first game. Just about done with our first squad of the tournament. Schedule so far. It's always a good sign. Right on schedule first game, or first squad I should say. Next squad scheduled to start in about an hour and a half after they do a re-oil. Swiss bowler Hesper with a nice string of strikes going into the 8th frame here. Gets another one. That is 7 in a row for him. thank you to everybody who has taken a moment to like the QubicaAMF World Cup Facebook page. Notice we got about 13 more people to like that page, so thank you very much. And if you'd like to find that page, you can go to facebook.com/QubicaAMF World Cup, or just search for the Bowling World Cup on Facebook and take a look. They've got the video of the 299 from Stefanidis this morning, so be sure to check that out. We've got the front 11 down on the low end. I'm going to run down. First 300 game is in the books, and it is by Lithuania. And the name is very tough to pronounce for me. It's Kęstutis Gaudazakas of Lithuania. I did catch a quick video of the final shot. Give me just a moment. We'll cue that up for you so you can watch it here. It'll take a minute to get that loaded in. Got to move it over from my phone into the computer, so it takes just a quick minute here. But we did have our first 300 game of the tournament, Lithuania. All right, here it comes. A look at the final shot and the perfect game for Lithuania. Take another look at it here. So a great way to finish the squad with a perfect game as the opening squad of the QubicaAMF World Cup comes to a close. We will be back on the air in about an hour and 25 minutes with the second squad here on Bull TV. I'll see you back here in just a little while.